Welcome to our first lesson in axioms. So in this lesson, we will see some points about axioms and postulates. So first we will see what is that axioms. See some general statements which we are accepting without any question and which are applicable to all branches of science are commonly referred as axioms. So axioms are general statements which are accepted. So when it is particular about geometry, we say it is geometrical postulate. So Euclid is the first person to define many terms. He codified. So in Euclid's geometry, there are certain undefined terms of point, line, plane. They are only abstract. What do you mean by point? We know point is simply a point. So it is no area. Should be as small as possible. We represent a point like this. Actually, it has no area. So we represent another point. So we can't make it very small. We have to see. So when we join these 2 points, we call it the line. No, no. When we call these 2 points, it is a line. So how we do? We are simply joining a point. 2 points. So in this, how many points we are joining? That we are not really worried how many points are there. We do not know. So infinite points. So this point is small. So I may put a very small point. It may be very big to represent, like these 2 lines you can represent. So we can also say it is a meeting point of 2 lines. So what is a line? It is the shortest, it is assumed, for this point, this is the shortest distance. Straight line. That is how we define straight line. So these point and line are easy to understand. What do you mean by plane? Plane means it is a plane surface, just like a cardboard. So board may be vertical, board may be horizontal. So we are representing a board, In particular way, we call it a plane. It's a plane surface or a particular surface where we can draw a line. So in computer, it may look, you may use so the computer screen is vertical, so that is a plane. So we will see some of the difference from the straight line, ray, segment, and then these ideas will be easy to understand. So what's the difference between first one, second one, third one here? Straight line. So when we say straight line, it expands both sides. We can expand to or how much I can expand only up to this where board is there. After that, so we assume, we represent this line. We can represent, if we put an arrow that means we can even go not just with the board, beyond board also. This is ray means it is one side. This one side it is fixed by a point. Only one way it moves. This is ray. Like light, light rays means it starts from here, goes in particular direction. When we say segment, this is cut. So this point and this point, this is a line segment. This is end. Both ends are there. Ends are there. Starting and also ending. Both ends are there. Then it is a segment. The first one, when we say straight line, it is indefinite. Can go on. It can go on this side. So we will see some of the axioms. When we see axioms, some of the general principles, one more principle also along with this I want to give. Just take it like a balance, Weight and measures, how you do? how we represent the balance. So we put some weight here, when we did the balance, we measure it, equal. If 1 kilo is there, here also 1 kilo. If you add something here, if you add same amount here, that also balance will be there. The same principle is told here. Things which are equal to the same thing are equal to one another. It may be weight, it may be this land, or anything. Two things which are equal to the same thing or equal to the one another. Suppose I what is meant by, we can tell one more example. 1 kilo of apple or 1 kilo of orange. By weight, both are same. Not by items, by weight. Things which are equal to the same thing. So when we weight here, this is 1 kilo we take. Here same thing is weight. Next one, this is also 1 kilo. So we said both are 1 kilo. Weight is same. Next point is if equals are added to equals, then wholes are equal. Exactly like a balance, in 1 kg, if you add plus 100 grams, here also if I add 100 grams, even then this balance will remain. Balance remains same, equal. Then also it's equal. Balance means it's equal. These left side and right side are equal. If equals are added to equals, the wholes are equal. It may be just number. For example, see, this can be number. If you add number both sides, both are equal. Or it may be rupees. We add whatever it is. But both sides, when it's something is added, both are equal. If 100 rupees you have got here, 100 rupees here. If you add 10 rupees here and both say 10 rupees, then also both are equal. Here it will become 110, here 110. So next, if equals are subtracted from equals, then the remainders are equal. Same principle. If you subtract 10 rupees from, or 10 grams you take in this, minus from both sides if you take, then the remainder also is equal. Next point, things which coincide with one another must be equal to one another. What do you mean by coincide with one another? Suppose starting point is here. I'm representing here. Next, other person start same, ending same means these two are equal to one another. Things which coincide with each another. So must be equal to another. For example, I'm writing a circle. I don't know the area. So I got another circle. So this I am keeping over this. These two are identical, equal coincides. There's no difference. Then they must be equal to one another. This is an example I'm telling. Next axiom. These axioms we have to remember thoroughly. Axiom number 1, axiom number 2, axiom number 3, axiom number 4. Like that we have to remember. The fifth is the whole is greater than the part. Anything whole, you cut one portion, then the remainder is the whole. Remainder is this much, whole is this much. Whole is always greater than the part. If you cut anything, the whole is always bigger. Whole is greater than the part. So these 5 axioms, starts with something. And things are equal to same thing. You may say this apple is 1 kilo. Orange also is 1 kilo. So things which are equal to the same thing, both are 1 kilo actually, then are equal to one another in same weight or whatever it is. If equals are added, two equals, equal means both are balancing. This you have to remember, both are balancing, then the wholes are equal. Third is if we subtract, even then on both sides, even then the remainders are equal. Whatever left out, they are equal. Things coincide with one another must be equal to another. Another example also in this, so some triangle is there, another triangle is there. This triangle I am keeping over this exactly it matches. That both are equal. Exactly it matches means it's equal. Coincide means the whole is greater than the part. This is very easy to understand. So these axioms we have to read again and again. So this particular axiom we will be using in the problems to solve it. So this we have to remember, repeat it again and again and remember thoroughly. Axiom number 1, 2 like that. Okay. It's geometrical postulate. Geometrically what we say, some basic difference, what do you mean by straight line? What do you mean by circle? Like that. So one of the basic definitions is a straight line segment can be drawn by joining any 2 points. So we say 2 points are there. We can join it, make a straight line. So we represent it rather. Suppose this is 5 miles. We cannot draw a drawing of 5 miles. We represent it by each 1 centimeter equal this much like this. We can join any 2 points. We cannot draw a line of 5 kilometers, and join practically. We represent it by 2 points and join it. Next, postulate 2 is any straight line segment can be extended indefinitely in a straight line. So, whenever we say any straight line, we can extend it this way or this way, indefinitely. We don't say this rule is applicable only up to the board, up to the screen, only up to this like that. No. So we represent it by putting directions. This is even it can be miles or it can be we assume those things. And something is applied on the board, same thing we extend it to much larger figure also. Postulate number 3, given any straight line segment, a circle can be drawn having the segment as radius at one point at the center. So when segment means it is ending, sorry, this any straight line segment means it is ending. This ending somewhere. Okay. Instead of this, you can put this also. This is ending. This is segment. It can be extended if you want. Given any straight line segment, a circle. So when some straight line is given with this as center, you can draw a radius. You can take radius up to this and draw like this way or this way. You can draw. That's what it means. You can circle can be drawn having the segment as so we don't have enough space. You can take this radius and draw a circle. It assumes you can draw. It may be so big or so small. Next, see, postulate number 4 is all right angles are congruent. I may have small right angle. It can be bigger. But this angle is right angle 90 degree. This angle is same. All right angles are congruent. Same. Congruent means equal. So we don't say it's a small triangle segment or big triangle. This angles will create. Angle is this is 90 degree, here also 90 degree. So all right angles are equal or congruent. These postulates also you have to remember by number. Postulate number 1, postulate number 2, postulate number 3, like that. What is postulate number 5? If a straight line meets two other lines so as to make the two interior angles on one side of it together less than two right angles. The other straight line will meet if produced on that side on which the angles are less than two right angles. What exactly means? So you will see split draw to two lines, two lines are there. This way, this way. So if a straight line meets two other lines, suppose this is a straight line we are talking about. So this straight line meets these two other lines so as to make interior angles. These are interior angles, on one side of it together less than two right angles. Suppose these two angles are less than two right angles. Two right angles means less than 180 degrees. Here, these the dots I will make. These two angles may be more than each angle may be more than 90. The total may be more than 180. In one side, if this is less than 180, if we extend these two lines, they will meet. That's what XC says. If we extend these two, it will be somewhere. That's what it says. If a straight line meets any other two lines so as to make two interior angles, if the interior angle is less than two right angles, what do you say? We will say this is X, this is Y. X plus Y is less than 180. Then if it is extended, it means will meet if produced on that side on which the angles are lesser. If this side, if it is extended, it won't meet because it is the distance will increase as it goes. Then, if produced, it meets. That's all. It means at some point you say, oh, it's correct. That is all. So these postulated axioms are basics to understand. So from where we start, straight line, plane. Plane is very difficult thing to understand. Initially, it will look easy. You try to understand what it will be different plane. And this axioms, will help us to. This is the basics. You please try to repeat these postulates and remember. Thank you.